Citizens, and welcome back to the channel. It has been a while. I was trying to get at least one video out on my giveaway contest every week, but the last two have been really hard to edit because I was trying something new where I was recording video and audio separately. It did not work out, but by the time I realized that, I was too far into it. So I actually do have the next two installments ready to go. I'm not going to put them both out today because I want to still be able to give myself a little bit of buffer while I work on the next one after that. But the first one, part 5, will be coming out today. It'll be released maybe before you actually are watching this, maybe just after, because right now it is currently going through YouTube's thing where it's converting it into a higher quality or whatever it does. And that sometimes takes a while, so I'm trying to keep them a bit shorter, but this one's going to be a bit longer as well. Doing a little bit of hand mining. It's going to be kind of exciting, so hopefully everyone likes that. So look for that. So I thought I'd give a little bit of an update and kind of talk about some other stuff that is not contest related. But if you're looking to win yourself an Aurora MR game package, Foundation Festival paint with the actual game download in the ship itself, a little bit of starting money, and potentially a little bit more, head on over to the contest on the other videos on my site and enter that. It's free to enter. All you need to do is just comment on the relevant videos. So we're going to look at a few things. Well, this just popped up, so I might as well go with this first. Citizencon 2953. Let's go back to that. Digital goodies pack now available. Now, if you don't know what this is, originally, or not originally, but I can say in the past, with different Citizencons, you've attended physically and you've gotten something, as well as little in-game things like little trophies that you can put on your displays in your hangars. If the hangars ever come back, people can start doing that again. And you've also been able to purchase them if you were not taking part in Citizencon. A really good way for CIG to make a little bit more money. They've been actually doing quite well in that regards. I'll get into that in a bit. Last couple Citizencons have been online only, and they haven't had tickets for that. You've just been able to take part, and people have gotten the Citizencon goodie digital package for free. Before that, it's like $10-15 you get yourself a digital package. This year, it's come out, and I mean, I can't say I got a lot of positive things to say about this, but I'm not going to try to be too negative. But the main thing is this design here. The undersuit looks awesome. It's really cool. I do like the colors. I do like the look. I like that there's slight differences in the male and female, or maybe it's just like the way they're fitting, but I like this little band on the arm on one side. It is really cool, really industrial. This kind of soft fabric helmet with these weird goofy owl eyes. Less of a fan of those. I like the face mask, the kind of breathing mask. I like the soft look. These goggles, I mean, they're not aimed right, so they're like, you're looking a little bit derpy. So I'm not really a fan of that at all. My main issue is that this is pyro themed, and we don't have pyro. Now, I really, really doubt pyro is coming with Citizencon. I really doubt that that's going to be a big surprise with this. I will be blown away if that's the case, but I don't believe that's the case. But that is what you're getting here. So the Citizencon 2953 is fast approaching. We know everyone is not able to make it to Los Angeles. No kidding. But exclusive content to let the Stanton people know you're ready for an expedition of pyro. Everyone's ready for an expedition of pyro. We just are unable to go there. Like, you know, I'm ready. Are you ready, CAG? This year's pack features all the same digital items that come with the ticket to Citizencon, including exclusive paint for your Drake Dragonfly. Maybe they could have done something like, even if it was a Mustang. You know, I guess because it's pyro themed and Drake is kind of pyro themed in my way. But the Dragonfly, I don't know. Matching undersuit and helmet, so those will be the colors. I do like those colors. Arunius shotgun, specialty theme multi-tool with carrying case. Ooh, they come with a carrying case. That's kind of cool. It'd be kind of neat is when you bought equipment, it came with like a case that you could then take out and put on your person. Although then you're going to have all these cases in your inventory, or more likely spread all over the floor of the space stations. Gruesome relic Compliments of the Headhunters gang, which is the Pyro gang. I don't know what that relic's going to be. Challenge coin and plushie commemorating the legendary ship that is redacted. It's going to be a new ship coming out. I wonder what. I would love it if it was like a refining ship, but I'd also like it if it was one of the ships on the backlogs. This year's Citizencon trophy, and of course a Pyrocentric Spectrum badge. I don't really see a lot of people changing their Spectrum badges that much, but I think it's kind of cool, different Spectrum badges. Then we get into the part which I have kind of an issue with, which is getting all this. Here we are. 35 US dollars war bond. What this means is you have to pay, for me this is like well over $40 Canadian cash, can't use credit, for what is in essence an undersuit and a soft helmet, a shotgun, the trophy, a plushie and challenge coin, and a dragonfly paint. Like, really, it's not a lot for 35 US when it could be 10, 15. I mean, I know CIG is hoping to make money. Citizencon tickets, you get that. Like, you're really, it's a sixth of the cost of a ticket to go to the event to get this digital thing. That, I think, is ridiculous. So, needless to say, not a lot of people happy with this. I'm really hoping these suits start showing up in loot crates, because those are the only things that I'd really like is these undersuits, not even the helmets themselves. Be kind of nice to have the trophy, but, you know, unless someone's going to get one for me, I'm not going to get one. And probably, I'm assuming, you buy this with cash, it's still not going to be giftable anyway. So, CIG, not really happy with that. But if we look at development, at funding, loading, 600,269.50 $540 as of just now. That's a ton. Now, I remember when we hit 300,000, CIG gave people little gifts, I think it was, just to kind of celebrate that. We got to 500 million, absolutely nothing. Another 100,000, absolutely nothing. CIG should really, you know, hey, thanks for reaching 600,000. Here is a little something to celebrate that. I think, I mean, 500,000, definitely they missed on that. But it seems to me the point now where, you know, some things they've really gone whole hog on giving away things. Luminalia is one of them. The Foundation Festival gave away all those suits of armor people can get. But then we get this, and I think, I mean, I'd really like... I can understand if you sell the digital goodies pack without the trophy. You want the trophy, either you attend or you're willing to pay for it. But making it a lot cheaper, that's all I'm going to say on that. I mean, we got into that. We're done with that. No more talking about that for now. Let's get into something more exciting, which is the Ship Showdown. Now, the Ship Showdown, it says the tournament begins. It actually began a little while ago. I just haven't been covering this. I can't say I'm really too upset with the ships in the Ship Showdown this year. A lot of people are, mainly because of the Carrack and the MSR. Speaking of which, there's a Carrack right there. But we look at the ships. We had the Fury, the Arrow, Scorpius, Redeemer, Reclaimer, Vulture, Terrapin, Carrack, Corsair, the MSR, the Andromeda, Cutlass Black, 400i, 600i Explorer, the Cutter, and the 890 Jump. And a lot of people don't like the 890 Jumps there as well. They figure, I hear a lot of people saying, if the ship already won, why is it back in again? But it's, you know, fan favorite, best in show. More people like some of these ships. The Cutlass Black, I keep seeing a ton of those there. The 600i, I think is an awesome ship. I think it should be there all the time. It's such a great ship. I understand a lot of people don't like that these are all, for the most part, big, expensive ships. I mean, the Fury isn't. Unfortunately, it didn't make it through. But the Cutter's also in here. And that's an awesome, it's up against the 890. I think this is going to be an amazing vote. So let's kind of really talk about this real quick. Round 1, Fury versus Arrow. I actually voted for the Fury. Really, the first 2 rounds here, I didn't really have a lot of invested interest in this. The Fury Arrow, I don't know. It's the Arrow that won. Scorpius Redeemer, I kind of like the Redeemer better. I voted for that. That did win, but my first pick did not win. Reclaimer and Vulture. This was an interesting one because they're both salvage ships, and I voted Vulture. The main reason I voted Vulture is because I kind of like the smaller ship. Right now, the bigger ship, it's awesome, but it's just, is it better? It's, you can do a lot with a Vulture that you can do with the Reclaimer. You can just hold more here. The interior of the Reclaimer, much better, but a lot of the issues, the fact that you can't see really well with the pilot seat versus where the turrets are. Um, I'm kind of happy the Vulture won. Also, I mean, I own a Vulture. Out of all these ships, I don't own a lot of these, but I own a Vulture. Terrapin and Carrack, that's today's. We're going to get that in a second. Corsair and Mercury. Um, Overall fit, excuse me, fit and finish. I kind of like the Corsair better because um, it's just a newer design ship. The crew has their own crew quarters. The ability to get onto the top of the ship from the elevator. Some of the little physical things like the levers when you're using the elevator is all pretty cool. The Mercury is an older ship, but it's got all the doors that you can no longer lock open. It's got all this wasted space in it. It's got things like the scanning room, which isn't useful and stuff right now. And yet, I love the Mercury. It flies better. The Corsair flies like garbage. In space, it's good, but in atmosphere, it's like I'm fighting it the whole time when I flew it. Now, to be honest, I haven't flown it in a while since I don't actually own one, but I haven't decided yet. This is actually kind of tough for me. Do I want to fly Corsair or Mercury? Andromeda and Cutlass Black. I fly Cutlass way more than I fly Andromeda. I would choose the Andromeda. The Cutlass Black I fly because it's cheap and easy to fly. It's easy to get one in game. But I kind of like the Constellation as a ship. 400i and 600i, easy for me, 600 all the way. 400i is a beautiful ship. Personally, I just don't see it being better than the 600. The 600 Explorer, I'll be clear, the Explorer we're talking about, I just think is an awesome ship. The Touring Edition, I think is still better than the 400i, but I like the Explorer better. And then we get into this last one, which is going to be a pretty hard one to vote for most people, because a lot of people are expecting the 890 just to cream the Cutter, but the Cutter is such an awesome little starter ship. More people own it, more people fly it, more people love it, more people want to hang out and check out an 890, but I'm going to vote for the Cutter. I think that one's going to win. But today's voting, Terrapin and Carrack. And this is hard because on the one hand, the Carrack is a better ship overall. It's got so much. It's massive, manned with turrets. It's better for a fight. It's just got everything in it. It's got the ability to set your spawn in there. But the Terrapin is a ship that I've always loved because it's just a cool little solid armored turtle. I love that the entrance is kind of in the side here. It's got a really sparse one, or I should say a two crew but one bed area. So you're kind of switching out, kind of both sharing the same bunk. I like the Terrapin. For me, I'm not logged in right now. I'm going to be voting Terrapin because it's the ship I like. I'm not expecting it to win. I'm expecting Carrack to win. But hey, maybe it'll be surprising. Now, the best part about all this is that when all this is done, the top 8 ships will be available to pledge throughout the tournament and be able to fly for free from August 31st to September 7th. So I'm assuming that means August 31st there's going to be another free fly. I'm assuming that's what it means. It says fly for free. I don't think that just means backers. So you're going to have the 8 ships. So for sure, is that this row? Yeah. So for sure, the Arrow, the Redeemer, and the Vulture are going to be free to fly. And we're going to see what the other ships here that it is coming up. We have 1 day each. So we have a few more days of voting to get into the next rounds. And then we're going to starting Redeemer versus Arrow, Vulture versus whoever wins here. It's going to be interesting. If the Terrapin doesn't beat the Carrack, I sure hope the Vulture does, because the Vulture is such an awesome ship. So that is it. Ship Showdown, Citizencon goodies. The next free fly after this won't be till, I think, November with the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo. And that's with whoever wins here will get a themed item. So let's say it's the Arrow. So that's Anvil? Yes? I think so. So if the Arrow goes all the way, you're going to have an Anvil themed thing. 1 year it was a helmet. Another year it was a backpack. It's going to be available here. Plus the top 4, this row here, is going to get paints from themed for the Best in Show paints, so those will be Best in Show ones there. So that's going to be kind of awesome. Coming up soon also, the actual Citizencon. Is that this one? This one. This one here. Citizencon coming up. There hasn't been a lot in the way of news coming out of CIG. There hasn't been a lot of new things being released or talked about because it's all leading up to 2 days of Citizencon, where they're going to be giving little presentations on upcoming things, showing more Pyro. I doubt they're going to be releasing Pyro, but showing those off, kind of announcing new ships and talking about development of old ships. I'm hoping the presentations are better than the ones that were during their virtual ones. There wasn't a lot. It would be really nice to actually see, Chris Roberts actually on stage talking. That would be kind of a nice thing to see. So we will see. Again, $35. Ridiculous. I'm not going to Citizencon. If you are, let me know. And let me know if there's anything really cool that you saw there that might not be in any of the online stuff here. That'd be really interesting to talk about. Last thing we're going to talk about is we're going to go to development roadmap. Going to go in the release view. Now, I don't know if anyone ever... there might be some people here that don't actually use the progress tracker release view. This is where you can look through the different things that are being worked on and how many people are working on them. The release view is showing both locked in and tentative things for 3.20, which is coming out soon. I think it's in wave 1 or 2 already of testing. So if you were in wave 1 or 2, now unfortunately those waves have gotten messed up of who's available for them. But if you're a subscriber, I think you can get in right away. But to me, that's not really worth the subscription cost to get into that. But we're going to look through here and see what's coming up. First of all, tentative new Crusader platforms. These new points of interest are in the Crusader atmosphere. So I think they're going to be for mission-based, probably more combat-based missions because most missions tend to be combat-based. Seraphim Station, Port Olisar is going away somehow. I don't know if it's being destroyed or it's being crashed in the surface of the planet, or if it's just going to disappear and Seraphim will replace it. Some of the same look, but it's going to be more in line with all the other stations. It's not going to be as individualistic and different as Port Olisar is. Gameplay, a lot of these features are going to be Arena Commander themed. So if we're looking here, Arena Commander front-end update, new racetracks in Arena Commander, Speedway rework, dogfighting map, Arena Commander elimination map, Arena Commander experimental modes, Arena Commander new dogfighting map. So a lot of Arena Commander stuff. I don't really play Arena Commander. I should really do that and practice a little bit more dogfighting, but I don't really do that at all. But we're going to look at here, tentative new missions, retrieve consignment. Locating and retrieving consignment or goods for organization or individual. So it's going to be kind of like delivery missions, but it's going to be tailored to specific people. New mission, salvage contracts cover-up. This is going to be one of the illegal salvage missions where they want you to go to a ship and salvage it in order to remove evidence. So maybe removing weapons, maybe removing markings off a ship. That's going to be kind of cool. It's going to be timed and hopefully pay well. Physicalized cargo updates, new cargo functionality including both Hull C and large SCU containers. So like the raft, if you have an Argo raft, those big shipping container type containers are going to be now physicalized, so you can actually be moving those around as well. I think that's going to be great. It's going to speed up a lot of cargo. I don't know how you're going to move them around. It's going to be ship-sized tractor beams, I'm assuming, so I don't know if those are going to be working. And then we're going to go on to the bottom here, ships and vehicles. Wheeled vehicle handling improvements. So I just recently tried out the STV. You'll see that in the next contest video coming out. I was trying that out. Really fun to drive around, but it's going to see how... it'd be interesting to see how much different the wheeled vehicles are. Tumbril Storm, it's the new tank. It's got these weird kind of rhombus-shaped wheel tracks. And then we have 2 Spirits. Originally it was just the A1, the small bomber, but now they have the C1 Spirit, which is the cargo variant. Both. Imagine if you take a Cutlass, make it twice as big, but have the same size interior and less shields. But it's beautiful, and it's probably going to outfly a Cutlass. It's going to be faster for sure. Maybe the range is going to be bigger because it's so much bigger. Maybe it has bigger fuel tanks. honestly, I'm excited about this. I'm hoping for a really nice interior on it. I'm hoping that the back tractor beam on this works because it'll be kind of interesting to try that out. There is a tractor beam right at the back there, although I think the Cutlass might have one also. And then the Misk Hull C, one of the bigger hull variants, and the biggest one yet will be coming out. That one is coming up soon, and this one's going to use those big shipping container size containers. So excited about that. Really excited about that. Now, the one thing I'm going to go and look at is because Alpha PTU is out now, I'm going to really quickly look through this here. Known issues. I'm not going to worry about any of these. So the Misk Hull C, there's no oxygen breathable atmosphere and engineering end of the spindle quarter when it's extended. That's not great. But these are all things they're hopefully going to fix. But let's go look at this. New features. Location Seraphim Station. So this is going to be bringing the Crusader port station in line with other stations, replacing the long-standing Port Alsar. Unfortunately, all the individual things, the cool outdoor landing pads are going to be gone. Seraphim would be nice if it's got kind of at least an interior similar to Port Alsar with that little central area with the decorations and the artwork. But we'll see. We'll see what it's going to be like. But it's going to have hangars, cargo decks, shopping, clinics, and hubs. So at least you're going to be able to set your spawn above Orson. Gameplay, automated cargo transfer, and new cargo packing system. Ooh, let's read this. I haven't looked at this yet. Alpha 3.20 includes the addition of the new automated cargo transfer experience to the PTU for the Hull C. The existing cargo transaction, so it's only for the Hull C? The existing cargo transaction system, which other ships will still use for this release, will instantly pop all the purchased cargo into a ship or instantly remove all sold cargo off the ship after a transaction is completed. The Hull C, however, requires a new experience where the player, after buying or selling cargo at the commodity kiosk, will be prompted to pick it up or drop it off at the loading area. To do this, the player retrieves their vehicle, then hails the location cargo services to get assigned loading area, similar to getting a landing pad. After flying the ship to the loading area, they'll be prompted to stop moving and then extend the spindles on their ship. Once the ship is ready, cargo will be added to the cargo grids of the ship over a period of approximately 5 or so minutes, depending on the size of the load. Currently, these boxes will just pop in place. If the player moves or someone enters the area, the transfer will be interrupted till the disruption is addressed or the loading area is eventually revoked. After transfer is completed successfully, the player will be prompted to leave the area, eventually getting a warning for impound if they do not. Oh, this was not thought out well. Because of sorry here. So, if the player moves or someone enters the area, the transfer will be interrupted till the disruption is addressed. So, what's to stop someone in an armistice zone from just flying near a Hull C or walking near a Hull C and standing there and disrupting the loading of cargo? I don't think anything. I think that is going to be annoying. But luckily it's only for the Hull C, so they'll figure that out before it's the ship that I own. With the changes to Hull C complete, rewrite how the cargo system places in the ship. Okay, so they've changed kind of like different size boxes. So supporting orientations includes temporary tractor beam strength changes, support attachment, detachment of those various size boxes. So tractor beams are getting stronger, I'm guessing, to get the bigger boxes. Cargo groups have also been expanded to support non-cargo box attachments and also smaller mission handheld boxes. Oh, that's cool. So you can actually put the small handheld boxes, snap them to a cargo grid. You could stack them up. That is great. I think that's awesome. Hopefully, you can stack them into places like the cargo area under the Aurora. That'd be kind of cool. New mission, illegal salvage. Oh, here's the one. So salvage cover up is a new variation of salvage missions. These missions come in an illegal contract called the Tar Pits to cover up for a perpetrator of a crime. In this case, Ninetales. So want to keep their involvement under the radar. You'll be tasked to hull scrape the entire ship to remove the Ninetales paint job before the evidence is discovered by security. Security forces arrive before you manage to perform the cover up. The security spot the hull colors, report back, and you will fail and be attacked at the location. Do it in time, and the tar pits will pay you handsomely. So it's a time thing to scrape the whole entire ship and get rid of all the colors of Ninetail. I think that's awesome. Cool. Yeah, I could look through more here, but that is it for now. I don't really want to make this too long. We're at like 25 minutes right now. So I think I'm going to call this. I got to get the episode part 5 of my contest out. I'm going to get this out, and I hope everyone has an awesome weekend, and I look forward to seeing you all soon in the verse. So thank you So thank you so much for watching, and if you would like to like and subscribe, that definitely helps me out a lot and allows me to earn a little bit so I can start giving back and holding more giveaways. So until next time, I hope to see you soon in the verse. Goodbye, everybody.